What's up everybody, my name's Big Cam and welcome back to another 1/6 scale Marvel figure unboxing. And today we have a very exciting figure that just came in the mail yesterday, so I was like, perfect, might as well do that this week because I was so excited I had to break it open, bust into it, and I figured I'd do that live on camera with y'all. So I have, if you guys saw the title and thumbnail, the 1/6 scale Deadpool and Wolverine Deadpool, but the battling version, because I already have like the, I don't know what you call that one, the collector's edition, or there's the standard edition, the one that comes with the Golden Desert Eagles, comes with a baby Bjorn for baby pool, comes with the dog pool, comes with a head pool, comes with a lot of accessories, and then I also have lady pool. So I'm just building out my little Deadpool army here of Deadpool and Wolverine figures, and I have a whole bunch in the mail. And if you guys missed yesterday's figure unboxing, the classic Wolverine brown and tan suit figure unboxing just came out, so go check that out if you haven't. But we got the Deadpool battling version here, which I think includes the Wolverine skeleton, the adamantium claws that he like straps onto his arms, even though that was on the clean suit, so I might end up putting those accessories on the clean suit and then putting some more of the battling damage accessories on this guy. I might end up using those on this figure, who knows, we'll see what it looks like and see if it really does look wrong on that figure because the hands are battling damage but the rest of the suit is clean. So we'll figure it out, we'll talk about it throughout the video. But just on the front of the box here, like most of the Deadpool and Wolverine figures, has the clear Wolverine slash through the center of it. Deadpool battling version figure, MMS 782 1/6 scale collectible figure. Says the same thing on the side of the box. Legal information around the back. Nothing too crazy going on the box. Deadpool Wolverine down bottom. Let's not waste any more time, y'all. Let's slide off the top of this box. Ooh, I love a Deadpool figure. Oh my goodness, that Logan skeleton looks crazy. We got the Deadpool Wolverine best friends medallion down the bottom corner. Says Deadpool on the side. It is a black box, but there is like a faint gray Wolverine or a Deadpool art. You know, it says boom, Deadpool logo. It's got the Deadpool unicorn. It looks like the Deadpool Wolverine symbol, but with the claws slashed through it. Same thing up on the box. You got Deadpool in the back there with the swooping lines. Same kind of thing was on with the Wolverine, but had Wolverine in the spot. Another image of Deadpool and Wolverine running together with Deadpool's got hearts around him, a skull and crossbones up there, an X-Man logo. Yeah, so nothing too crazy on the outside of this box. So let's bust it open and take my first personal look at this figure and see what he's looking like. Just popping off the top of the plastic clamshell tray here, and as you can see, he comes with baby knife, the katanas, and his two guns and a bunch of hands, just like the other figure on the top tray of the box. And then this figure comes with a different looking base. It looks like he comes with a TVA backdrop, you know, diorama to like sit behind him, and this is like thick plastic. That feels like it's gonna look really good in the collection, and now might take up a whole bunch of space that I don't have. So we'll have to rearrange the shelving a bit, I think, but it will be worth it because this figure looks so sweet. Instructions down the bottom of the box, always want to make sure you read those. But alright, let's take a closer look at this figure himself and pull him out of this box. Ooh, he does remind me a little bit more of like a, say, Deadpool, what, 2 Deadpool? Where like he's got like this full gray, dusted, battle damaged suit. Compared to the other one, it is much more weathered, much more battle damaged, but it still has the same type of, you know, belt, same type of strap going around the side, same type of holsters, leg holster on the front there. He's got some claw marks in his legs, in the stomach, in the side of his head, you know, going on to his left eye. There's like some scratch marks. Very cool. I'm not seeing too many major differences. Obviously, it's the same character, just with a different weathering pass on him. I thought I would have saw some more battle damaged, but this isn't battle damaged, it's battling version, so that when they, in the future, put out a Deadpool and Wolverine fully messed up and battle damaged, they can list that one as battle damaged instead, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's really cool. We'll take all the plastic off of him in a second. But this bad boy comes with some extra head sculpts. And he comes with a Deadpool topographical map of Utah cancer head. Or just, you know, just, ugh. Yeah. Like, I can't believe Ryan Reynolds, one of the most handsome guys ever, puts on this prosthetic makeup to make himself look this ugly. God, but it is Wade Wilson. It does remind me exactly like of Deadpool, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's him. So now I have a pretty crispy looking Deadpool head sculpt. That's pretty sweet. I don't know if I'll end up putting this on this figure or the other one, but pretty cool. Now another head sculpt I'm probably going to have to use because of how good it looks. The Deadpool with the mask just peeled up a little bit. Oh, that's perfect, you know, like, it looks so good. It's got, you know, pretty much the best of both worlds. It's got the Deadpool mask, but the mask looks like it's rolled up above his nose, and then he's got, like, the topographical face underneath. Oh, man, what a gross-looking head sculpt, but also, like, perfect. Best of both worlds. You got Deadpool and Wade. I might have to use that one. And I'll give you a more up close and personal look at everything in a second, but like, so cool that we have his like legs and his femur as like nunchucks. Like, I'm pretty sure the inside of this bends, yeah, so you can like do like nunchuck moves with these. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I love that. So you just get like a full Wolverine skeleton. Like, that is so funny. And I mean, it does still have a little bit of Wolverine hair, which doesn't make any sense. All the skin's gone, but you still have some of his hair. Like, come on, creepy looking head sculpt. And it does feel like it's on a ball joint, and these things all come apart, so you can have them as whichever segment you would like, I guess. More femur bones over here, like just a bone. Another bone. The claws. Wolverine claws for a Deadpool character. How cool is that? I guess the hands do look battling versioned as well, so they're a little bit darker. They're not as light as I would like them. You know, if they were lighter, maybe I would put them on that original Deadpool version. Are these die cast? No, they feel like plastic. Very sharp though. Be careful. Don't want to poke yourself in the eye with these. Looks like there's a little imperfection in my middle claw on the left side. Looks like a bump in it, like a piece of dirt got stuck on it while they were painting it. That's unfortunate. We'll just chalk that up to like some dirt on the claws during the uncorpsing of Deadpool, right? Or of Wolverine by Deadpool. Very cool. I can't wait to try these out. And then he comes with like a log. What the hell? A log? Another log? And then he comes with this bloody snowified base. Well, that's a nice touch. So this base has like a little blood on it, and it comes with this little log piece that can be slotted into the crotch grabber slot, so that, you know, you can just not have an open hole on your base. And then on the back, the same type of thing, even though, you know, they really didn't need to because it's on the back, and there's this giant slit for like the TVA portal, but apparently the TVA portal lights up because if you slop off this little back cover-up piece, there's a little spot for a USB-C and a little on-off switch. So that's cool. I was like, wow, I didn't know this thing had light-up effects, so can't wait to try that out and see what this figure looks like. I mean, between both of the Deadpool figures' bases, they're not the best, but they're functional, they work, I guess. And this one's a little bit better than the other one. The other one just had like Deadpool and Wolverine on it. At least this one's got some blood. It comes with the TVA portal to go behind it. It is bigger than I expected it to be, so maybe gonna have to switch up my display a little bit so I can fit this figure on the shelf, but that's all right. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. The only thing I'm seeing with this figure that the other ones, you know, have that this one doesn't is some extra swap out eye panels. You know what I mean? Like the expressions on the eyes on the other figure, there was much more of those. This one seems to only come with like surprised or normal or angry with this head sculpt, but it also comes with the two other head sculpts. So, you know, that's not the biggest deal that it doesn't come with extra eyes. It's still very cool that they come with a Wade Wilson head sculpt. And this head sculpt looks so good that I almost need to use it, but we'll definitely slap it on the figure in a second. But why don't we pull all of the accessories out of the box and pull all the plastic off of Deadpool himself here and lay out all of his accessories on the table in front of me and take a closer look at everything he comes with. All right, so we have all of the accessories laid out on the table for the battling version Deadpool here. And he's got quite a bit of accessories, but ironically, I think the other Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine comes with even more accessories, just different accessories. Comes with a different display base. You can see how that TVA portal looks in the background. It's not lit up at the moment, but I will light it up in a second. But why don't we take an up close and personal look at that figure himself to start? Starting out down by the feet, you can see the dirt splatter and like maybe blood splatter. He actually has like snow into the treads of his shoes. That's a nice little detail. He does have the slot on the side for his baby knife, which you can see here slots right into that side pouch there. Perfect little baby knife slot. He's got 3 little claw marks from maybe getting stabbed in the leg by Wolverine. He's got, you know, the weathering on the knee pads. He's got big old holsters on either side with a little bit of gold detail on the holsters themselves. Obviously, those holsters are for the guns, which do chamber open and have the gun bullet detail on the inside. So I'm guessing these clips come out. Yep, of course they do. Bullet detail on the inside. And then you can slide those back in there. Now, the guns themselves do feel bigger and thicker and chunkier than the original ones, but they still fit into the holster nicely like so. So you can see it fit in the holster there nicely. Toss the other one in this side as well. Just to complete the look of Deadpool and have his gear all on him. He does have that nice little belt buckle there. It can slide down and reveal that terrible line there. So just make sure you're not too high or too low. Just keep it nice and covering that line there. I believe it is attached on the back here because it doesn't feel like the back will move as much as the front, but it does have a little bit of movement, so you can adjust it how you want it. Same with this strap here. You know, you can adjust that whichever, you know, if you want it close to the neck or close to the shoulder pad. I think movie accuracy, it's closer to the shoulder pad than the neck, so I'm probably gonna keep it like that. You can see the details on the bottom of the guns as well, the little Deadpool logo. Some weathering on the back of the figure as well. A stab mark through the arm for the Deadpool figure. He might have done that one to himself, actually, when he stabs himself with the claws. Some more battle damage around the front. These don't necessarily look like Wolverine claws. Maybe they could have, but, you know, some damage nonetheless. Some scratches along the front. And maybe my favorite detail is that there's the 3 claw marks scratched on the side of the head, and they go on to the eye detail. And he does have the surprised eyes on the figure himself at the moment. And he only comes with 1 other set of eyes, which would be like this more normal looking eye rather than a super wide open expression. But I like that the normal eye also comes with like the battle damage scratch. So maybe that's why there isn't so many of these swap out eyes. But, you know, you can have him kind of, you know, maybe winking or, you know, a little stressed out, like, or something like that. 1 eye up, 1 eye out. But I'm just going to keep the shocked expression for now. This figure obviously still comes with his katanas, and I believe they're like Susan B. Anthony and, you know, whatever, the Golden Girls on the end of the swords there. And of course they have like that little bit of black and gold detail. I don't know if that's stuck on there. No, just a piece of dirt. It's all right. I thought my swords got dirty again, or, you know, like the paints got dirty, but no, it just looks like some package material maybe on them. Not a bad looking sword though. I do like how the front of the sword, you can see like the little Deadpool logo on the hilt of it. The 2 eyes of the Deadpool logo in gold there. That's a nice touch. And then of course these katanas magnet onto his back, and you can kind of move this out of the way to get it sitting flush how you want it. So I just slid that little strap underneath it. I'm sure it could probably go over it, but I think that's more movie accurate, like around it. But these ones do seem to magnet onto his back a little bit better than the other ones. The other one seemed like the magnet wasn't that strong and it always fell off, but I'm sure maybe these ones will fall off all the time too, but just for now, you know, swinging the figure around, it hasn't fallen off, so pretty good magnet. But taking a look at the rest of the accessories, you can see 2 Wolverine legs here, and you can tell because that's like the kneecap and these are like the ligaments in between like the femur and like whatever the shin bones are, and he can bend these so that he can kind of use them as nunchucks or, you know, swinging beating devices. Can't wait to try these bad boys out in a couple of different poses. He also comes with like a normal, maybe a femur bone or just maybe some other thick bone, and then there's a bone that got like whittled down into a like steak to stab somebody with, so that's an interesting looking bone there. And of course, a detail from the movie that I loved, that he like used the forearm bones and like the muscle to attach the claws to his own forearms. And you get that one shot of Deadpool wielding the Wolverine claws, and it doesn't work as well, but it still kind of works. And you can see like how the bone structure for Wolverine works with these claws. Crazy looking, but badass. Can't wait to try these on the figure. And I guess to wrap up the Wolverine skeleton, you got the spinal cord and head, and the spine can bend, and, you know, I had him kind of sitting on that thing over there, so maybe you can have him kind of like sitting. And then the head itself has a little articulating jaw, I think, you know, so you can have him with that shot like, go, like from the movie, but he's got like hair still on it. Gross. A little bit of Wolverine hair still and beard, but still got an eye in there somehow, but this eye's rotted out. Gross. And then he's still got like a little bit of a spinal cord and like whatever this is supposed to be attached to. Gross. But cool accessory nonetheless. Now you got the 2 other head sculpts. Obviously the Wade Wilson one looks incredible, and there's so much pores and just the topographical map of Utah and just so much cancer. You look like your face had cancer and it fucked cancer. Like, you look like an avocado had sex with an older, grosser avocado. Very gross. But it does still really look like Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, you know, like it really captures that look. And I think this head sculpt still has moving eyes, so we'll definitely try out that on the figure at some point and see how that's looking. I'm very impressed with the Wade Wilson head sculpt, but then this head sculpt is absolutely perfect. It's got the Wade Wilson details, but it's got the mask looking like it's rolled, like scrunched up, and I think that looks absolutely perfect too, because it still gets like the vibe of Deadpool up top, but then the Wade Wilson down the bottom. And I don't think these eyeballs could swap out. Now that would have been highly impressive if they had the mask head sculpt still be able to swap out the eye expressions, but no, he looks so pissed right there. But like he's about to take off the mask and just tell you to go fuck yourself. A set of swap out eyes I already showed, but a little bit of battle damage on those, where like this eye has like some weathering to it and this one has the claw marks on it. And then lastly, just looking at like the log that the base comes with, which you could put, you know, in front of the base, on the side of the base, behind the little log, on the base, on top of it, in front of it, you know, this little piece kind of gets pulled out and you can put the crotch grabber in there. I don't know if I'll actually use the crotch grabber, but I do like that there's like blood on the base. But just going through some of the hands he comes with these 2 heart hands, which the original figure came with as well. He comes with this like A-OK, maybe a sexual innuendo pose, but also comes with this white man thumbs up. He comes with 2 trigger finger hands for shooting the guns, but also comes with 2 katana holding hands that come on the figure out of the box, or just, you know, holding hands for the bones or whatever he's got in his hands. Can't forget about the Wolverine fist hands as well, where he's got the claws attached to them. He's kind of got like a finger gun hand, and then maybe also a finger gun hand, or maybe like a 2-finger salute, you know, type of Deadpool gesture. And then he's got like just maybe some waving hands, maybe like more like a splayed out hand, or like maybe yeah, like two waving hands. Maybe this is like a grabbing hand, but I think this is more like waving hands for Deadpool. Like, hey, how are you? Come over here. That type of thing. Now, this base is quite nice because around the back of the base, it has this little spot where you can plop that out and plug in a USB-C cable, which I have right here. And then you can flip that on. Bam! Oh! Oh! My goodness. Yo, that looks like a legit TVA portal. Now, I might need to go rub some of my fingerprints off down the bottom, but that shouldn't be the biggest deal anyways, because the figure should be in front of that, so you shouldn't be seeing that. But, like, just how that lights up looks impressive. I wonder what it looks like with the lights off, or just a light off. Yeah, better. How about this one? I can't pull that plug, because then it would pull the plug on. Oh, Jesus. That was not what I meant by pull the plug, but yeah, you guys can see how it's lit up and impressive. But yeah, that's all the accessories. So why don't I toss this Deadpool figure into a couple of different poses, and let's see what kind of accessories I can get on him and what kind of different poses I can get off with him before tossing him next to some of my other Deadpool and Wolverine figures and doing some figure comparisons. All right, everybody, we have the battling version Deadpool spinning around on the turntable for us here, just standing straight up and down, just as he comes fresh out of the box, but with his katanas and his weapons equipped into their holsters. And then I have him smelling the gunpowder coming off of his guns like he's about to touch himself tonight, like from the first movie. And he's got his mask rolled up head sculpt on, which actually looks really good. I might have to find a figure just to put that head sculpt on. And then I have Deadpool wielding the Wolverine skeleton legs like nunchucks. And then I have Deadpool with the Wade Wilson head sculpt on while holding the Wolverine spine and head and pointing to it like, hey, check this out. And then I have the Wolverine angry faceplate with the brown and tan Wolverine suit, and he's grabbing Deadpool by the throat like he's about to stab Deadpool. But Deadpool's got that gotcha below the waist, if you know, you know. And then I have Deadpool in his final pose with the Wolverine claws attached to the battling version suit, which is not movie accurate, but for Hot Toys, these accessories are supposed to come with this figure. And the only accessories that I can imagine that Hot Toys left out was, you know, if they have this TVA portal for Deadpool here, they should have maybe thrown in like the TVA device that opens the portal, or with the unmasked head sculpt version of this Wade Wilson head sculpt, they should probably have thrown in a loose Deadpool mask so that when you have the Deadpool figure with the mask off, he can be holding the mask, you know? I like when they throw that in. It's not necessarily something a lot of people use. Normally the unmasked head sculpt, just like being able to be held in hand, doesn't look that good anyways. But it does make sense that if you have the head sculpt off, you should have the mask, you know, unmasked. And if you have a TVA portal, you should have the TVA device that opens the goddamn portals. I almost opened up one of my figures that I have underneath my desk here that has a TVA device in the box, I think. But I would have just stolen an accessory from another figure just to toss with this figure. Maybe one day that's something I'll do, just like I might one day toss these Wolverine claws onto the clean Deadpool suit from Deadpool and Wolverine. But I really do like the Wolverine skeleton that this figure comes with in the display base with the light up TVA portal in the background. Does look pretty damn good lit up. And you saw the brown and tan Wolverine just for a second there next to this Deadpool. So why don't we toss a couple of my other Deadpool and Wolverine figures next to this Deadpool? All right, currently all of my Deadpool and Wolverine figures laid out in front of us here. Lady Pool and Baby Pool and Peggy Pool without the glasses on the far right. Battling version with the TVA portal that we just unboxed here in this video. And then to his right, our left, is the red clean suit Deadpool with Headpool over his left shoulder and Peggy Pool with the glasses in between his legs. And then I have the figure unboxing that came out yesterday, the Wolverine brown and tan suit, and I have him with the Hulk claws, and you can see that it also comes with that brown and tan cowl that's in between his legs there, and that figure was a lot of fun to unbox, but it doesn't come with too many accessories, so I tried my best to get, you know, poses and stuff for that figure, but much harder to pose than, say, a Deadpool figure. I came up with like 8 ideas for Deadpool poses almost instantly, and Wolverine poses were a little bit harder to think of, especially in that brown and tan suit, considering we only saw it for about 5 seconds in the film. But seeing that red, clean Deadpool suit next to the battling version of the suit, and the battling version almost looks like the ashed suit from like Deadpool 2. And honestly, some people could replace the Deadpool 2 suit with this battling version suit if you don't mind having a little bit of extra gold bits on it that probably weren't in the Deadpool 2 film. But as far as Deadpool goes, like the little gold accents and the actual clean red suit looks so good in person, but the battling version looks really good too. So if you were somebody that you were trying to decide between the two figures, what did you know, just if you wanted to get one Deadpool and you had to decide between the clean version and the battling version, that's a very tough answer, you know. And they are practically the same thing, but the clean suit comes with the Baby Bjorn, comes with Headpool, comes with Dogpool, comes with Baby Pool, you know, comes with more of the Deadpool family, and comes with the Gold Desert Eagles, where the battling version only comes with the display base, the, you know, TVA portal and the Wolverine accessories, but doesn't come with the Gold Desert Eagles and doesn't come with the rest of the stuff that I saw. But, you know, as far as bases go, if that's what's deciding your factor, this Deadpool and Wolverine base for the clean suit sucks. This base, not that great, but it looks better and, you know, it presents better in the collection. And it's, you know, got the snow effects, the blood effects, and then the portal in the background. You know, so that I think looks really good as well. And then I like that the Wolverine skeleton just kind of sitting there alongside him, just kind of like, where are we going, pal? Who we fighting next? But make sure you guys stay tuned, because there are plenty of other Deadpool and Wolverine figures that are yet to come out, like the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine I really want to get my hands on and just get the look of that artisan mame that figure has, and just like a full feral Wolverine. And then I can't wait to get the blue and yellow Wolverine. And then I think there's also a kid pool out there, a nice pool, and like maybe Elektra and Gambit coming eventually. They said maybe coming soon for those, but for sure announced and already pre-ordered for me is the Blade, the Chris Evans Johnny Storm, X-23 Laura, and I think there's one other one I might be thinking of, but it might be Nice Pool. So I think the only two that I haven't ordered or pre-ordered would be the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine and Kid Pool. So if you think I should complete my Deadpool and Wolverine collection, and this would probably be the first film that I have all of the figures for if I was to do that. And yeah, I really liked the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, so I might have to do that, but I'm going to toss these bad boys on the shelf, and since they're all going back on the same shelf, I think I'll end this video here. And if you made it this far in the video, I highly appreciate you guys for stopping on by and clicking on this video. Once again, my name's Big Cam. If you guys haven't, go check out my other social medias. They're down in the description below, links for those. Big Cam, 2 G's in the Big, pretty much anywhere, and you can find me. And if you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is liking this video, dropping a comment down below, subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting that bell so you don't miss future Marvel 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure unboxings, and you can get the notifications when those come out. Once again, my name is Big Cam. Thank you, beautiful people, for stopping on by, and I will see you sexy bastards in the next one. Peace!